So it's a three-step process. So first they come in as immigrants, take advantage of the freedom of religion, then they increase and demand political accommodation, and then they eliminate the previous culture. And so next we see that there's a 1,400-year track record to observe this. Hopefully I can go through this quickly. Next is in military inventions. There's 3 springs in the 1,400 years of Islam. The first is an Arab-Persian spring from 622 to 1071. The second is a Turkish spring, 1071 to 1923. Third Arab spring started in 1928. So we see the, going the wrong way here, I think. Stirrup was invented by Mongolian nomads over by China, and little short horses, and they tie a rope around the horse, leave 2 loops hanging for their big toes, it would help them ride. And that invention made its way to China, and then across the Gobi Desert to Persia. The Persians made the stirrups out of metal with leather straps. This transformed the horse into a fighting instrument. And then next we see that the Muslims got from Damascus this scimitar sword made of Damascus steel. And so now that they could ride and fight on horseback with these scimitar swords, this was the fastest, most dangerous thing on the battlefield. They literally, at a full gallop, could slice someone in half. Next we see that this is the U.S. Supreme Court chamber in Washington, D.C. It has lawgivers throughout history. It doesn't have Moses, but it has Muhammad with his Arabic Quran and his scimitar sword. Next we see Muhammad's sword. It still exists in Istanbul, Turkey. Next we see this lightning expansion next of Islam. Next this is one of Muhammad's generals, Khalid ibn al-Walid. He was undefeated in 100 battles. Next we see the Ali was Muhammad's son-in-law. He got the special sword from Muhammad with 2 points to it. See it in the foreground? And he was known for poking out eyes with it. Next, Syria. Syria was the first country that was completely Christian, evangelized by the Apostle Paul. The name Christian was first used in Syria. There's more Christian writing in the Syrian language of Syria. I can go back to that, Syria. More ancient Christian writing in the Syrian language of Syriac than any other language other than Greek and Latin. And these Syrian Christians evangelized east like the Greeks did west. They evangelized into India and Persia and Mongolia, even China. During the Tang Dynasty in the 600s, had a thriving Syrian and Nestorian community that lasted all the way through the Yuan Dynasty with Kublai Khan. But it was driven up by the Ming and then later Tamerlane